afternoon. This is Shiba, First Regent of Universe, talking to you. Today I'm going to proceed with our series about emotions, the sense of life. Part 2, positive emotions. The senses, the meaning of life. The senses enable emotions and perception, enable enjoyment and well-being. They enable us to perceive the environment in which we live. Smell. Our sense of smell has its own very long memory, triggers our emotions tremendously. Smells can generate very positive and very negative feelings. There are many different fantastic smells. Perceiving them is a real pleasure. Hearing. Words, music, a voice can trigger incredible moments of happiness. In the beginning was the thought, the word, the design, the drawing, the intelligence, and the word was with God. All creation has to be understood as a perfect design. The thought, the word, the concept, the plan or design, the construction, and its realization. See and taste how kind the Lord is. See, vision enables us safe movement in our environment. It gives us orientation. Vision enables the perception of creation. We gather impressions out of our environment and process creation with images in our brain. Perception of matter, shapes, colors, and patterns. Looking at what has been created, enjoying it. We are able to store the faces of fellow human beings in the brain. We are able to generate emotions out of the memories in our brain. The creativity center in the brain also works with pictures. Have you noticed that you don't need your eyes to see and store these thoughts? It is more like a movie on a hidden screen in your brain. Is that not fascinating? Tasting, a wonderful way to perceive creation. Eating in its diversity, experience the most diverse foods in their complexity. Fruit, vegetables, meat, grains, spices, seeds, nuts, and so on. A complex portfolio with incredible combination potential. Besides the taste, it fills our stomachs. We feel satisfied and alive. Food available in a sufficient amount expresses wealth and safety. It makes us feel very comfortable. We generate energy. Feeling via receptors in the body. The skin is full of receptors. We feel warmth, cold, a human touch, tenderness. We can go to wellness and enjoy a nice massage or go swimming and lay in the sun and so on. Enjoy life and creation with all your senses while you still can. Always remember that nothing really belongs to you. The Lord gave it, the Lord took it. Everything is ours. Where were you when we created it? Movement is a basic need and a basic characteristic of life. Movement triggers feelings of happiness because you feel alive. Thought processes can be an insane trigger for positive and negative feelings. Don't underestimate the power of thoughts. Thought hygiene is therefore very important. Make an effort to think positively, connect to the Holy Spirit, it will guide you. Happiness, the sum of life's emotions. It is made up of work, creativity, relationships, movement, sports, recreation, matter, goods, pleasure, possessions, security, capability, prosperity, abundance, freedom, the freedom to choose, joy, health, mental hygiene, positive thoughts, plenty, possibility, nature. Satisfaction. You achieve this feeling when no emotions remain unsatisfied. To achieve this, it is important to have defined the level of emotions. If I do not define anything, for example performance, then I cannot be satisfied. Goals must be achieved within a reasonable time. Of course, this also includes relationship status, friends, possessions, and health. It is very important emotional state for eternity. If you live in a perfect world, you no longer improve yourself. Basic needs are satisfied with the highest quality. Nothing more is possible. The focus shifts to create variety. Shapes, colors, patterns. In order to not become dull and want more and more in order to feel something, you have to ground yourself from time to time. For example, find the 0 point. Bring yourself down in order to be able to feel the emotions fully against afterwards. At a certain point, you can no longer increase. If you don't understand this, you will overdo it and perish. Initial creativity. We had actually intended this feeling for you as well. This is why we gave you over 15,000 years to explore the functionality of the matrix. Unfortunately, you are far from achieving this. So we are now intervening and providing you with all the technical documentation. Therefore, it will be impossible for you to evoke this very strong feeling of initial genuine creative activity within yourselves for all eternity. These are very strong and intense positive emotional impulses associated with the activity of initially creating life. Creativity. But you still have the possibility to evoke the emotion of simple creativity. This is a simple mathematical combination of known shapes, materials, patterns, and colors. You are able to generate a weakened creative emotion. We will not allow you to generate new elements. We will always provide you with material. Performance. A very important strong feeling. We are creators, that means we create, design, and implement. The realization of plans is very important. Theory and practice are very close together. It is important that work is carried out at a certain speed and quality. This is the only way to generate a feeling of achievement and performance. If you take forever to do something, you no longer feel that you have achieved anything. If the quality is poor, you are not satisfied either. The feeling is lost because you are inefficient. As you get older, you become faster, more experienced, and your quality awareness increases. The emotion of performance gets deeper and more intense. Pride. When you have accomplished something great, you feel proud of your achievement. It is a wonderful feeling, a real reward for your efforts. It is deep and intense, and you want to protect what you have achieved. Comfort is the ultimate expression for feeling comfortable and having arrived. At that moment, all aspects for satisfaction are available, respectively accessible. Joy, laughter has a very positive influence on the psyche and the body. Surround yourself with positive people, do positive things, and so on. Be happy for the right reasons. Schadenfreude is only appropriate in certain cases. It can be really funny if you assume that the person in question will learn from the negative experience. He will never do that again. And thus finds their way back to the right path and lives. Then the negative event ends in joy. If the pain necessary is too severe, though, Schadenfreude is inappropriate. It is also appropriate if you defeat an enemy because you protect life. But remember, we do not exalt nor glorify violence. Conversations. The cause of a conversation can be positive or negative. The wrong, inappropriate words can be very destructive. If you have to criticize, for example, you can always make an effort to offer constructive criticism with the right words first. We take a very narrow view of this. Proportionality is our top priority, and that also applies to the choice of words. Victory. The feeling of victory is an outstanding positive feeling due to the fact that there are opponents and enemies, Satan and his followers. We have the state of war and resistance. In the end, we will defeat Satan completely. This feels good because we can then enjoy life undisturbed and there is no longer a threat that wants to take our lives. Our existence is secure, which brings incredible joy. At this point, we would like to emphasize that we do not glorify violence, but it will be the means of choice. The absolute termination of Satan and his followers is imminent. Chapter 19, Revelation. God says to the wicked, why do you speak of my commandments and take my covenant in your mouth, since you hate discipline and throw my words behind you? Psalm 50, verses 16 and 17. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but those who do the will of my Father in heaven. Matthew 7, verse 21. Power. Besides love and initial creativity, the greatest, most intense feeling with high quality that can be generated. Due to your poor performance, you won't ever get any power. Therefore, you will not be able to produce that feeling. It will remain with Jim and me. Orgasm. The most powerful feeling there is. As already mentioned, our system will always have only two genders, female and male. We are heterosexual, and marriage between a woman and a man according to the number one principle is sacred. For Jim and me, this emotion is a combination of the following feelings: love, bonding, team spirit, initial creativity, power, performance. For you, love, bonding, team spirit, creativity, performance. If it hasn't escaped your attention, you will be missing two important feelings for all eternity, namely initial creativity and power, both of which are essential for a complete, fulfilling and strong orgasm. That is your own fault. If you come to the conclusion that life is not worth living under these circumstances, you are free to end your life yourself. In our opinion, life will be still worth living for you. But we leave this decision up to you. As you can see, our system is not about money, but about emotions. Disobedience does have serious consequences. Learn more about emotion in our next video, Emotions, the Sense of Life, Part 3, Negative Emotions. Thank you.